All right, Bitcoin and ETH are both near their highs, but has altcoin season started? That's the key question. People are asking about altcoin season and wondering if it's too late already. Well, one thing we should watch out for is that this is turning quite red right now. This is the futures funding rates, right? And look how red it is turning. Not quite, at the stage where we're asking for a slam, where everything goes down by Bitcoin goes down by 10% in one day, and ETH goes down by 15, 18%, and everything else goes down by 25%. Not quite there yet, but look at some of these funding rates, right? On Sui, for example, you have 0.03. Remember, 0.01, that's normal. That's normal, right? Like this is 0.03, 0.05, 11, 0.11, 0.15, 0.14.95, which is 15, right? 0.3, 0.3, 0.02. So getting quite heated on some of these coins. Sui, for example, they might just decide to slam that back down. Farcoin also, look, 6, 3, 12, 5, 3, 12, getting quite heated. Bitcoin itself, it's actually okay. There's actually not a lot of longs here. Well, should I say equally as many longs as there are shorts. So therefore, it's staying quite neutral right now. It's looking healthy, right? Mostly spot buying. ETH, believe it or not, still looks kind of healthy. Equally as many shorts as there are longs. So ETH can actually still move up a little bit, right? So these are all 0.101. There's only two. This is only a little bit red, 0.15. On KuCoins is 0.04. So basically, Bitcoin and ETH actually could still climb up a little bit more before we have one of those big slam down crashes. I'll answer the people are asking if altcoins are too high right now. Have they missed the altcoin season and all that? So basically, with this is others, for example, this is all the mid caps and small caps. A few large caps. It's basically total crypto market cap except the top 10. I'm going to analyze this today, plus a few Ethereum ecosystem coins. The ones that I've always been talking about. We'll look into a few of them. We'll probably do have time at the end. So, as I was saying in my yesterday's video, I think that this crypto market cap of everything except the top 10, it's basically, right, bouncing off this large trend line, and we're coming back here. But are we too early? Are we making a triple top here? Is it too late? Here's one thing we could look at. So we use others to divide Bitcoin, right? We use others to divide Bitcoin and see how we go. Look at this. This is the mid caps compared to Bitcoin. And here's where we are. Let's see if we can, well, we're already using log scale. So others, the smaller mid caps compared to Bitcoin has been started rising in December 2015, topped around 2018. So it's been a very big 3E bull run with some massive bear markets in between. And then bear market, this was the bull run of 21, 22, which was essentially, the COVID bull run. And now we're here. We're just starting to turn around. We may not get to this massive support of 0.08. In my opinion, we've probably turned, and we don't need to get up here, right? 0.49. That's 6x from even where we are right now. We don't need that. This is not others going up by 6x. This is others going up 6x against Bitcoin. We just need a big bounce, like a big bounce to here, something like this. Old 4x bounce to here would be massive altcoins run for the mid caps, right? This is where the old highs were, right? We don't even need to get to here. We don't need to break this. Even a 4x run of others against Bitcoin could be huge. Okay, let's have a look at some of these Ethereum ecosystem and see which coins could do well in the Ethereum ecosystem. Before we get to that though, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo He-Man use? Well, Pablo uses crypto exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means the exchange can't even see who you are, right? That means the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. That's why I've made this link with them for my followers only up to $18,000 in bonuses just by trading, right? And also 20% bonus just by depositing. Deposit $100 get 20 USDT futures bonus. Deposit $1,000, get 200 USDT futures bonus, right? All the way up to $18,000 bonus from trading. And this is for limited time only, so this offer finishes on 12th of August. And for folks who are watching this on YouTube, the link is in the description below. But for everyone else who's watching on any other platform, such as this one, just go and click on my profile page, and it should be in the Stan link or the link tree, and it should be the first deal that pops up. Here it is. And okay, let's get back to the markets. But remember, folks, this is only on the Pablo Him link. This deal is only on the Pablo He-Man link. All right, so for Ethereum, basically, it has shot ahead way above my target now. My target was at 3250 area, which was essentially this chain here, this support line here. We've shot right above, like God candles, and basically we're coming in to these levels here now, people could say, oh, this is a triple top. This was the top at 4,300, 4,100, and 4,100. Even this trend line at 35.85 is not stopping ETH. And as we can see on ETH, there's still not a lot of this is ETH, not a lot of heat, not a lot of red, right? Shorts and longs are kind of equally balanced on Bitcoin and ETH, but more longs than shorts, obviously, on the smaller coins. So for ETH, let's have a look at its ecosystem, which we used to talk about a lot. And one of my favorites is ENS, which has been making big moves as well. Because what's caused this entire move right now in Ethereum is partly it's because the Stablecoins Act, and people think stablecoins going to take over the world, which it it might. And if it does, then a lot of the infrastructures are going to be on Ethereum. There are much faster chains, but at least Ethereum will benefit. So if everybody's going to be transferring each other money just on Ethereum chain, then you're going to need to identify everybody. You're going to need ID. That's what Ethereum naming service is all about, right? It's basically when governments allow you to transfer money, right? Not using banks, but just using online transfers. They don't want that to be kept secret, which is again why if you can make the transfer without showing your ID, such as Bitunix, that's a big deal. But they're not going to allow you to do that. So that's why ENS, right? You're going to have your own wallet, your own address, and it's going to have your name on there. It's just going to be like a bank transfer, but much faster without banks taking up much commission, right? Decentralized, without a bank, without a single point of weakness. So Ethereum, I've liked quite a lot. And you can see they've been talking about it since around $10, $12. It went up to 50, came back. And right now, breaking, we have this high, low, breaking this $28 area, and I think next target should easily be this $40 area, and then 50. Getting to the 60s and the 83 from here, I think is doable. I think that's entirely doable for Ethereum naming services. Another key coin that we look at for the Ethereum ecosystem is Uni and Sushi, because they are the two large dexes. let's have a look at Sushi Swap, or Uniswap right here, and then Sushi Swap just below. So Uni has been taken off as well because of all the excitement on Ethereum. We can also see that it's basically just coming off the lows. So Uni is already kind of large. It's at, from memory, about 2 or 3 billion. So the resistance would be around here, around this let's call it 14.7 area, right? It's been making these big candles as well, just like Ethereum is, because we've got all these bottoms here, pivot bottoms. But I think we should at least match this pivot top and hit $20, right? And then 28. But this is not as exciting of a play as, say, Sushi Swap. Sushi, I've been talking about it a lot as well, and we can see so far it's actually just been mostly moving sideways, right? Well, it's not quite fair to say that. It's gone from 50 cents to $2.80. It's just that they swing so wide. This is like a 5x move and total ray trace, and then go again. This time, mind you guys, I think Sushi Swap should break. It's back at $1 again. Like look at this. Pivot bottom, pivot bottom, pivot bottom. Should break this old high of $2.80. I would think $5 would be a reasonable target, right? $5 and then even $6. The reason why is because I think Ethereum should go above 4,800, which was the all-time high. So then for Sushi to go somewhere there, it should be fine. Sushi, from memory, is a lot smaller than Uniswap. Sushi is only in like 100 million, 150 million, somewhere around there. So Sushi has a lot more room to run. And this is how I look at the crypto cycle, by the way. So you know how we have this chart of disbelief, hope, optimism, euphoria, complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, and capitulation, depression, whatever, and cycle starts again. So what's important to note here is Bitcoin is at this thrill stage. I mean, I agree with this chart, somewhere here, right? We're going to go through the euphoria stage, which is hitting 150, 160K. Some people say 180, 250K. I think that's all possible. But I've been saying about 165K is a reasonable target. And of course, when you're in a blow off top in a euphoria phase, nothing is reasonable. But at least that's a conservative target for us to hit. Right. Ethereum is at this optimism stage, right? It's still below all-time highs. It's kind of like looking at gold and silver, right? So basically, Ethereum, I gave its targets yesterday, right? So in my yesterday's video, they're all basically above 4,800, which is the all-time high. So basically nothing. I'm not going to repeat those targets again there in yesterday's video, but Ethereum's about here, halfway up the mountain. The altcoins, as I've just shown you guys, are down here. They're in the hope stage, right? They're in the hope stage. They just got above disbelief. They're in the hope stage, so they've got a lot of catching up to do. Okay, so disbelief, depression, whatever you want to call it, hope stage, and then we go into optimism, and then we break that high, and we make a 2-year, 3-year high, and then it's we go for euphoria, thrills, all that sort of stuff. So for Ethereum ecosystem, there's one more coin that I'd like to look at, and that is CRV. So the technical case and the fundamental case for CRV first is basically that a lot of it's deployed across a number of chains, but I think most of the activity for CRV happens on Ethereum because because Ethereum has most of the DeFi happening. So for staking, DeFi, a lot of that, the big ones like CRV probably will benefit first, and probably RV as well. The reason is because this is finally adoption, or what looks like adoption by Wall Street, they're going to have stable coins. Stable coins means people want to stake that for yields. People want to hold Ethereum and stake Ethereum for yields. I mean, that means Lido can move as well. But Lido is so large. Lido is like 6 billion or 8 billion or something that, it can move, but, like 3-4x move on Lido would probably be huge. So CRV, another massive DeFi platform. This is where all the Trump's legislation comes into work. Basically, a lot of the Wall Street money are not going to stake ETH on CRV or not going to try to earn yields here. But CRV is still one of the leading DeFi coins, right? Alongside Lido, for yields, for staking, for farming, for all of those innovations. So CRV, that's why CRV is making this move as well. And I think this is only getting started. So basically, if we look at the chart here, this is basically a massive 2-year long, 3-year long shoulder, head, shoulder. Here's the left shoulder, head, and you have shoulder here. And it looks like it's going to be a quick one, right? We're headed to $1.29, $1.30, maybe a small pullback, maybe not. And then the next targets are $1.09, $1.95, $1.95 area, and then $2.50 area. I think we at least get to around this $4 area, right? And depends on if how high ETH goes above all-time high of 4,800. Depends on that. So CRV basically it's made a 2x in the last 2 weeks, but still we're still inside this bear market range here. Remember, this has been a big bear market range this whole time. This was from 23 cents to $1. So that was a 5x move and then retraced most of it. But we can see that this is essentially a massive inverse head and shoulders pattern with a very short shoulder here. I don't think this shoulder took 1.5 years to play out. This shoulder, probably this is it. I think within a week or two, we're going to burst through here and break out. Judging by the height of the head and shoulders from 18 cents to $1.31. So the height is $1.13. We add $1.13 to the place of breakout. Then that's $1.40, $2.43. $2.43 will be the target. $2. Perfect. Yeah, $2.43. So yeah, the target of this head and shoulders when it plays out should get to $2.40. Let's call it $2.50, $2.60 area. Okay, thank you for your time, folks. I'll catch you next episode.